Okay guys, today's topic is jack of all trades. As you know, I'm Dr. Hurst. I've been a chiropractor for over 20 years. I've been through every struggle you could imagine. And my goal today is to help all of you who are selling niche programs finally understand why it's not working the way that you've been promised. And if you're looking for a new and better way to attract patients, then stick around to hear how we can help you with that as well. So, jack of all trades, most of you know what I'm talking about already. Some of this information today is designed to shake you up a bit. It is to make you see more clearly why there's been a disconnect between your office and the success of some of your competitors. So let's dive into it. You started niche conditions like decompression, laser, stem wave, Hacomed, red light therapy, knee pain, regen medicine, fibromyalgia, weight loss, ED. You believe the protocols, right? You see the success stories. You bought the equipment. You spend thousands on the equipment. You've been hiring more staff. You do the training. You've gone to the boot camps. But here you are months or years later, and you're still stuck, still waiting for a breakthrough, still wondering why more niche patients aren't walking through your door. So let me tell you the truth. And it is a hard truth, and I had to learn this the hard way myself over 15 years ago. Your niche isn't failing. You just haven't gone all in yet. You're trying to build a niche practice on top of a general chiropractic business model. It's not working, and it never will. 1 minute you're adjusting a 50-year-old walk-in with low back pain. And since they have insurance, you're also doing muscle stim and ice just to collect a few bucks off of that walk-in patient. The next minute, you have your staff working up a consult for a 50-year-old with chronic low back pain that called specifically from one of your ads. But this patient's gonna have a $7,000 price tag, right? You see the disconnect there. One patient walked in just getting adjusted. The other one came in from an ad and it's all of a sudden $7,000. Your staff is juggling scripts. No matter how much you try to explain the difference to your staff, most of them still don't understand. They might even think that what you're doing is starting to sound like a scam. Have you heard that before? Your voicemail message makes no sense to new leads. I've even called some of the offices before this training today, and I can't even make sense of what your voicemail is saying. Everybody seems to start with this ridiculous 60-second dissertation just on your business hours. I was so frustrated on the second or third call, I didn't even want to call anymore because it just doesn't make sense why we spend so much time just trying to spell out the business hours for people. Not to mention, when it hits press 1, press 2 for all these different reasons, it's just a circus on your phone. And let's not forget, your day 1 and day 2 processes, they're probably a chaotic mess as well, especially if you're trying to do multiple things in your office. You even have a hard time explaining to your staff what they should do, what paperwork the new patient needs, or what video to watch or exam that they're going to be receiving. In your calendar, that's kind of a game of whack-a-mole as well. No wonder you're exhausted. No wonder your team's burned out. No wonder why patients are confused. Now, let's talk about why chiropractors selling niche conditions really struggle. This is actually, I'm going to throw it on your consultants. It's their fault. They said whatever it would take to get your business. Even when you told them that you didn't want to be a sellout and give up on chiropractic adjustments, right? So many people say that. They told you that you could just keep doing everything the same. Just add the niches and money's going to flow like a river into your bank account. Get the clients by any means necessary and then help you fix the problems that they created. Have you ever heard of the arsonist also being the firefighter? That's what narcissistic behavior is. Create the problem and then also take credit for giving a solution. So there's 3 reasons why this way of practice management hasn't worked. You never drew a line in the sand. You never chose to do just 1 or 2 things great. You never told the world what you stand for. So your staff and your patients don't know how to follow your lead. And you never made the full commitment. You're still only half in with the niches because you haven't mastered the systems that your consultant did provide. And you're still trying to be a traditional chiropractor treating sports injuries. So what happens? Your team's confused, your patients are confused, your stats are all over the place, you're burned out and maybe even scared of the future. And your brand, it's invisible or perhaps non-existent. You're trying to run 2 businesses or 3 with the same energy, staff, and systems as one. It's impossible to maintain. So you feel like you're doing everything right, but nothing's clicking. You've got great intentions, but no clear execution. That's the real reason why your niche isn't growing. You're not a bad doctor, you're just stroke in a broken model. Again, So let me know if any of this sounds familiar. Smash the hearts or emojis if you're experiencing these things. You're spending more on marketing, but you're not seeing results. You're spending more on your agency fee than the ads themselves. Your front desk keeps asking, wait, what should I say when somebody asks about the knee program? Or what if they have knee pain, but they came in from a neuropathy ad? What paperwork should I give them? Are you having to re-explain your multiple services to your own staff over and over? These are very clear signs that you're not leading correctly. And what about if a new patient calls your office directly? Your voicemail, like I said earlier, it's a nightmare. It still says, hi, you've reached XYZ Chiropractic, even though you're trying to build an ED or fibromyalgia, neuropathy, decompression brand. And your day one, day two process, again, changes all day long depending on who shows up, right? No one is on the same page, not your staff, not your patients, not your marketing agency, not even you. Now lean in with me on this because this is what you desperately need to hear. You can't become the authority in your niche while still acting like a generalist. You can't scale if you haven't committed. You can't dominate the market by being just another chiropractor who treats erectile dysfunction and plantar fasciitis and fibromyalgia. And you do acupuncture, you work with sports injuries, you love working with children, and you on and on and on. This is what most offices are still doing, even though you tried to get into working with niches. So compare this now. Think of what a spine surgeon operates on. What's a knee surgeon operate on? What type of patient will a gastroenterologist treat? What does the podiatrist treat? They are very specific in what you can expect when you go to their office, right? In contrast, guess what the general practitioner or the family doctor treats? Nothing specific. They don't really do anything except provide pills and vaccines to the masses. And then they refer everything else out to the specialist for a real problem. Is this starting to make sense? So you want success. You want to finally see your niche efforts. Then you need to go all in, fully. No more half measures. No more we also treat on your website. No more mixed messages in your ads. Pick your 1 to 2 niche conditions, build your entire practice around them, and commit for 6 to 12 months. I get it. It's scary to niche down. You think, what about my old patients? What if this doesn't work? What if I burn it all down and regret it? But ask yourself this, what's the cost of staying stuck? How much longer can you afford to juggle 2 businesses? How much longer can your team survive in confusion? You already know the answer. One more thing about your existing chiropractic patients, you think they love you. I know I did. You're worried what will happen to them if you change things. Here's a secret for you. They don't love you. To clarify this, they love you now, but not forever. If you currently spend 10 to 20 minutes of your time with each patient and then you stop spending that much time with them, they'll leave you and your office in less than 60 days to find another chiropractor who will give them what they want. That's exactly what happened to me 15 years ago. All of the patients I had before I started singling down in the niches, every single one of them disappeared. Some of them immediately. Some of the ones that were really my friends stuck around the longest, but again, within 60 days, they were gone. You see, they love you now because you're letting them get the care that they want. They're controlling the treatment. How often have you been behind schedule, but one of these patients asked for you to look at another problem and you did, knowing that it would push everything else back through the day, but you still gave in to them? That's why they love you. You gotta start treating your office like a business that needs more people and more revenue to survive, and you'll recognize that you only need to spend a few minutes with each patient to really get them better. And then your staff needs to take care of everything else. And these time vampires that you love and you think love you, they're gonna be a thing of the past. Now, don't worry, you can still hang out with them at CrossFit or Starbucks. I know a lot of chiropractors, it's almost like a bragging thing because you're friends with your patients. I get that, but that's not gonna help you scale. For your survival, don't worry. They're gonna be replaced by new patients that love you too, but it's gonna be for what you're doing now. For instance, instead of being loved by just 50 patients a day that are controlling you, wouldn't you rather be loved by 100 patients that you're in control of? And they're all spending $4,000 cash or more upfront for their treatment plan? Now, here are the real costs of not going all in for it. Your day 1 and day 2 processes, like I mentioned before, they're disorganized. If you have multiple niches and multiple exam forms, it's just your whole staff is going to be confused even when they say they're not. Your staff is literally winging it. Most of them are lying to you when they say that they aren't. They don't want to lose their job. They're going to tell you whatever you need to hear just to keep you off of their back. And patients, how often do they drop out of care before the care plan starts? Meaning they come in for a day 1 and then they're gone. They ghost you. They don't even show up for the day 2. Well, it's because you're giving away so much information on your ad and even in your first visit. You're telling them what your plan will be before the report of findings. So people got all the information they needed and they don't even want to come back in because they're already assuming that it's going to be out of pocket. Your marketing doesn't convert into patients because your message is muddy. You can't track what's working because everything is jumbled together. Your brand is forgettable because it tries to be everything. In other words, you have no brand. It's not just inefficient, it's demoralizing. You feel it, the team feels it, your patients feel it. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine if your whole office was built around one powerful niche. Your front desk knew exactly what to say every time. Your day 1, day 2 were all well-oiled machine. Your marketing was clear, targeted, and effective. Your staff had confidence, pride, and purpose. Your conversion rate doubled without adding a single new patient. You wouldn't just make more money, you would love your practice again because finally everything would start making sense. So how do you get there? You got to commit. You got to go all in on your niche, on your message, on the process. You make your entire office reflect what you specialize in. The front desk, the voicemail, the intake forms, the signage, the website, the ads, the scripts, everything. Pick 1 or 2 niche conditions. Go all in for at least 6 to 12 months before you switch to anything else. Personally, I never added a new niche until I saw that my marketing stats and collections were dipping from the niche that I was already 100% all in at the time. Don't add new stuff. Don't switch focus. Don't second guess. That focus, that discipline is what creates predictable success. That's how you stop the burnout. That's how you stop the sleepless nights. That's how you lead a team that loves coming to work. That's how you build a reputation that grows with or without the Facebook ad. And when you need help making that shift, even though we're just a marketing agency, we guide you through it. We help chiropractors clean up the chaos that your consultants aren't willing to do. And we turn your niche programs with you into 7-figure practices. Not with more tools, you've already got them. Not with another ad hack on Facebook. Facebook is done, it's oversaturated. Nobody believes the ads anymore. You don't. Look how many you scroll through every day. Everyone has seen your ads dozens of times each day. It's called market burnout. The prospective leads disengage because you're not offering anything that they haven't seen or heard about since 2015. The niches you're doing now are not new. Almost all of it has already been going for years. You might have just signed up with a consultant within the last year, so it's new to you. But the public has been seeing these ads for 5 to 10 years easily. But with a new marketing strategy, not Facebook or Google ads, and ruthless focus, you can dominate your area. You can be the first and you will win. Wait a couple years, then try it because everyone else is doing it and you're going to be struggling all over again. So if you know this message speaks to you, if you know you've been stuck trying to do too much for too long, if you're ready to finally crush your competitors and really dig into the niche process, book your free strategy call today. We'll look at what's holding your niche back, where your systems are leaking, how to market in a way to become the hunted instead of the hunter, and how to turn your niche into a brand. No pressure, just clarity. Click on the button, book the call. Let's fix this together. Look, you don't need to do more stuff. You don't need to launch the 4th niche ad campaign. The consultant secret, keep you so busy that you don't realize you're failing. Every week there's a new strategy, a new script, a new procedure, all designed to make you feel like as long as you're working hard, it's eventually going to pay off. The great news is you need to do less, but do it better. 1 niche or 2, 1 focus, 1 clear message, total commitment. That's how this works. That's how it's always worked. Once you've mastered one thing, then you can add another. Let's build the practice you were meant to run with the easiest marketing strategy available for niche condition patients. Book your call now. Remember, we only have certain areas that we help chiropractors advertise in, and our clients actually have the chance to lock in a protected marketing territory. Are you going to be the one blocking everybody else out, or are you going to be the one that actually gets blocked?